Imagine lying down in your bed tonight. You close your eyes the same way you have 10,000 times before. The room is quiet. Your body finally stops moving. And sometime before morning, while you are completely unaware, your heart stops. No alarm. No pain you will remember. Just silence. This is not a rare tragedy reserved for the unlucky. Every single year, hundreds of thousands of adults over the age of 50 suffer fatal heart attacks and strokes in their sleep. And here is the part that should stop you cold. For most of them, it was not bad genetics. It was not some unavoidable disease closing in. It was something they were doing every single night, believing it was completely harmless. In the next few minutes, I am going to show you exactly which nighttime habits are quietly turning your sleep into the most dangerous hours of your day, and, more importantly, what you can change starting tonight to dramatically reduce that risk. What you are about to hear is not exaggeration. It is not fear-mongering. It is medical reality. My name is Dr. Adriana Markson. I have spent decades studying cardiovascular health in adults over 50, and I have sat across from too many patients who had no idea they were in danger until it was almost too late. If you are in that age group, this message could literally save your life. Here is something most people will never know. Sleep is supposed to be a time of deep cardiovascular repair. In a healthy body, nighttime triggers a cascade of protective responses. Your blood pressure naturally falls. Your heart rate slows and steadies. Your nervous system shifts into restoration mode. Your brain flushes out toxic metabolic waste that accumulated during the day. According to the American Heart Association, this nightly recovery window is not optional. It is essential. Without it, the damage quietly compounds, night after night, year after year. But when certain habits interrupt these natural processes, something terrifying happens. Sleep stops being a sanctuary. It becomes a physiological minefield. Your cardiovascular system, instead of recovering, is quietly pushed toward a breaking point. Nearly half of fatal cardiovascular events in older adults occur between 1 a.m. and 6 a.m. That is not a coincidence. That is a pattern. And tonight, you will learn exactly why and exactly what to do about it. Here are the 5 deadly nighttime habits that are silently putting adults over 50 at risk. Habit 1. Eating late and eating heavy. Most people do not see this as dangerous. They think, I am just having dinner. But after age 50, when and what you eat at night can determine whether your heart quietly rests or silently struggles for hours. Here's what happens inside your body when you eat a large meal late in the evening, especially after 8 or 9 p.m. Your digestive system immediately demands a surge of blood flow. Your heart is forced to pump harder to service your stomach and intestines. Your blood pressure rises sharply at the exact moment it should be falling. Your metabolism accelerates when it was supposed to be winding down toward sleep. You are forcing your heart to work overtime precisely when it needs rest the most. A landmark study published in the European Heart Journal followed over 100,000 adults across several years. People who regularly ate late dinners had a significantly higher risk of nighttime heart attacks and strokes compared to those who finished eating earlier in the evening. The mechanism is clear. Late digestion spikes triglycerides in the bloodstream. It inflames arterial walls. It disrupts the protective nighttime drop in blood pressure. And there is one more danger almost nobody talks about. Going to bed with a full stomach dramatically increases acid reflux. Acid reflux can stimulate the vagus nerve and trigger dangerous heart rhythm disturbances. In older adults, that is not just uncomfortable. It can be fatal. I once treated a 68-year-old patient, active, otherwise healthy, who had eaten heavy late dinners her entire adult life. One night, she suffered a heart attack in her sleep. Her heart had been under silent stress for years. That night, it finally could not take any more. The fix is immediate and real. Eat your last meal before 7 p.m. Keep it light, lean protein, vegetables, easily digestible foods. Your heart will begin resting properly from the very first night you make this change. Blood pressure stabilizes. Nighttime stress drops. Habit 2. Skipping medications or taking them at the wrong time. If you take medication for blood pressure, cholesterol, or blood thinning, this next part is critical. Do not look away. Blood pressure follows a natural daily rhythm. In healthy adults, it drops during sleep, what doctors call the nocturnal dip. But in many adults over 50, this dip does not happen. Or worse, pressure actually climbs during the night. This condition is called nocturnal hypertension, and it is one of the most dangerous and least diagnosed threats in cardiovascular medicine. Here is what that does inside your arteries while you sleep. Uncontrolled pressure spikes can rupture the fatty plaques lining your vessel walls. Those plaques release clots. Those clots travel to the heart, to the brain, often without a single warning symptom. By the time you feel something, the damage is already done. A major study published in The Lancet showed that properly timed blood pressure medication reduced the risk of nighttime cardiovascular events by nearly half. Simply by taking medication at the right time. I treated a patient who skipped his medication several nights a week. He was not careless, he was forgetful, and he thought missing a dose occasionally was not serious. One morning, his family called an ambulance. He survived a massive stroke, but he survived it with permanent paralysis on his left side. Medication timing is not a minor detail. It is a matter of life and death. Talk to your doctor specifically about nighttime blood pressure patterns and whether your current schedule is optimized for nocturnal protection. Never skip doses. Habit 3. Undiagnosed or untreated sleep apnea. This one surprises almost everyone because most people who have it have no idea. Sleep apnea causes repeated, complete pauses in breathing during sleep. These pauses can last 10, 20, even 30 seconds at a time. Each pause drops oxygen levels in the blood. Each oxygen drop triggers a full cardiovascular emergency response inside your body. Your heart rate surges. Blood pressure spikes violently. Stress hormones flood your system. And this can happen hundreds of times per night. Most people wake up with no memory of it. Large studies from major university medical centers have found that untreated sleep apnea triples the risk of nighttime heart attacks and quadruples the risk of strokes. Triple, quadruple. And yet most adults over 50 with sleep apnea have never been diagnosed. The warning signs are there if you know to look: loud, chronic snoring, waking up gasping or choking, persistent morning headaches, extreme daytime fatigue even after a full night in bed, blood pressure that is stubbornly difficult to control. I had a patient, a 62-year-old woman, whose husband had complained about her snoring for years. She thought it was just annoying. One night, her oxygen levels dropped so far that her heart rhythm became critically unstable. She survived because he was awake and called for help in time. Treatment with a CPAP machine transformed her life and almost certainly saved it. Sleeping on your side can reduce snoring, but it is not a substitute for a proper sleep study. If any of those warning signs apply to you, speak to your doctor this week. Not next month. This week. Habit 4. Going to bed dehydrated. Here is what nobody tells you about dehydration and sleep, and it is the detail most people get completely wrong. After age 50, the sensation of thirst becomes significantly weaker. Many older adults also deliberately limit water intake before bed to avoid nighttime bathroom trips. On the surface, that sounds practical. In reality, it is creating a silent cardiovascular crisis while you sleep. Here is what happens inside your body when you go to bed even mildly dehydrated. Your blood thickens. Thicker blood moves more slowly through your vessels. Slow-moving blood forms clots more easily. Now layer on top of that the natural physiology of sleep. Your heart rate is slowing, your blood pressure is dropping, and you have a body where circulation to the heart and brain can become dangerously compromised. A study published in the Journal of Cardiovascular Disease Research found that even moderate dehydration raised the risk of nighttime cardiovascular events by over 60%. 60%. From something as avoidable as not drinking enough water. I remember a 70-year-old patient who was proud of this habit. He told me he never drank water after dinner, no bathroom trips, no disrupted sleep. One early morning, he suffered an ischemic stroke. Imaging showed a clot blocking a major cerebral artery. His blood had been unusually concentrated. Dehydration played a direct role. The fix is not complicated. Drink 1 full glass of water between 1 and 2 hours before bed. Use the bathroom fully before lying down. Keep a small glass at your bedside for small sips if you wake thirsty. This one change keeps blood flowing smoothly through the night, reducing strain on both your heart and your brain. Habit 5. Sleeping in a room that is too hot or too cold. Most people never connect bedroom temperature to cardiovascular risk. But what you are about to learn will change how you think about your sleep environment permanently. Your body temperature is deeply linked to your cardiovascular system during sleep. When a bedroom is too warm, above about 75 degrees Fahrenheit or 24 degrees Celsius, your body struggles to release excess heat. Blood vessels dilate abnormally. Your heart rate climbs to compensate. You lose fluids through perspiration without realizing it. Cardiovascular stress rises quietly through the entire night. Research from Harvard Medical School found that sleeping in rooms above 75 degrees Fahrenheit significantly increases nighttime cardiovascular risk in older adults. But extreme cold is equally dangerous, and this is where the real danger begins for many people in winter. Cold temperatures cause blood vessels to constrict sharply. Vascular resistance increases. Your heart must pump against significantly higher pressure. In older adults whose arteries have already lost elasticity, this added resistance can be the final trigger for a heart attack or stroke. European epidemiological data shows sharp spikes in nighttime heart attacks during cold snaps, specifically among adults over 60. The safest sleep temperature range is between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, your heart rate remains stable, blood pressure regulation improves, and sleep becomes deeper and far more restorative. This is not about comfort. This is cardiovascular protection. Now here is your complete nighttime routine, step by step. Follow this and you will begin reducing nighttime cardiovascular risk from the very first evening. 6:30 p.m., eat your last meal of the day. Keep it light, lean protein, vegetables, easily digestible carbohydrates. No heavy fats, no excessive salt, no large portions. 7 p.m., drink a full glass of water. If your doctor has prescribed nighttime medications, take them exactly as directed and discuss timing at your next appointment. 8 p.m., shift into calm mode. A slow walk, gentle reading, quiet music. Avoid emotional stress, arguments, and bright screens. Your nervous system needs time to decelerate. 9 p.m., prepare your sleep environment. Set the thermostat between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Place a glass of water on your nightstand. Dim all lights in the house. 9:30 p.m., final bathroom visit. Empty your bladder completely. Take any final prescribed medications. Brush your teeth. 10 p.m., lie down in the correct position. If you snore or suspect sleep apnea, sleep on your side with proper neck support. If you wake during the night, move slowly, sit before you stand, and take small sips of water if needed. According to multiple peer-reviewed studies on circadian blood pressure regulation and sleep safety, Consistently following a routine like this reduces nighttime cardiovascular stress by more than 40%. Not next month. Starting tonight. Let us be clear about what we cover tonight. 1. Late, heavy dinners that force your heart to work overtime through the night. 2. Skipping or mistiming medications that allow silent blood pressure spikes to rupture plaques while you sleep. 3. Undiagnosed sleep apnea that quietly starves your heart and brain of oxygen hundreds of times a night. 4. Going to bed dehydrated, thickening your blood and setting the stage for clots. 5. Poor bedroom temperature that forces your cardiovascular system into unnecessary stress for hours. Each one alone is dangerous. Together, they create a perfect storm. The truth is painful but empowering. Many nighttime heart attacks and strokes are not fate. They are not inevitable. They are the compounded result of habits that can be changed. You do not need expensive treatments. You do not need extreme interventions. You need awareness and consistency. Your heart has been working for you every single moment of your life, through every celebration, every hardship, every ordinary Tuesday, without ever once asking you to stop and take care of it. Tonight is not next week. Tonight is the moment. Change one habit. Change all 5. But do not close this video and go back to the same routine that has been quietly putting you at risk. Sleep should heal you. Protect it and the heart inside it while you still can. This is Dr. Adriana Markson. I will see you in the next video.